Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new or just clicked on this video, thank you very much. My name is Alexis and this is the Goddess of Daydreams Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a general reading on the energies that are coming in from the new moon in Capricorn. We are going to be taking a look that the universe wants us to be aware of, to be open for and cautious of during the new moon in Capricorn cycle. Let's see the energies, insight, and what the universe is telling us about. I'm going to start off with a couple of oracles, and then we'll go into more details with the tarot. Sit back, relax. Please take what resonates, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. All right, Spirit, what else do you have for the collective? Right, very nice. Oh, I actually really love this energy. Okay, so the first card I have is the past of prison, bitterness, grudge, refusal to let go. And then I have she who guides, Mapulta, new path, guide, renewal. I love that this energy is coming in, especially for the first full moon of not full moon, excuse me, for the first new moon in 2026. It's and especially for the energy of Capricorn, this is really breaking old cycles, old patterns, like old ways, especially when it comes to work, when it comes to finances, when it comes to discipline and vision of your future. I see that there's going to be a new path, a new energy, a new way to help you get to where you need to be or where you desire to be. I was also kind of getting this energy of like a new way of money, or a new way to get money. Maybe for some of you, you are kind of getting tired of doing the 9 to 5. Maybe for some of you, you are tired of submitting your job applications and getting no results. Like, I kind of feel, and then maybe for some of you that might be having like your own business, or kind of like your own like side hustle, you are kind of getting tired of running things kind of like the same bell, the same way, the same footsteps. Like it is not working anymore. I'm sensing it's time for a shakeup, a new shakeup to bring not only just the finances, but just a new energy when it comes to making sure that you are reaching your goals and your dreams. Maybe for some of you, you have been seeking that, but given the chaos in the world, it's kind of hard to find, like, where can I get the insight that I need to grow my business or to start a business. Maybe for some of you, if it's not like business or money related, some of you are seeking some type of guidance because you just know that there is a repeating pattern in your life that you wish to break. And with She Who Guides, there's going to be a new energy coming in through your divine team or through God to assist you on finding exactly this new energy that's going to help you break out of this old pattern or whatever. But I am sensing a little bit more of those who are working or trying to find work or trying to maintain their business. You're kind of like, something has got to change because the old ways don't work anymore. It's time for a new way to make money. It's time for a new way to gain wealth. It's time for a new way I'm being told, a new way to dominate, to show dominance or to show your power. I don't know, maybe for some of you, you feel like you kind of need to flex on on the competition, and you're trying to like see like how to. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's telling me like you're trying to find a way of how to stand out which is great. Now, Spirit, what else you want me to say? Yeah, there was this energy that is coming through, and it's sort of like the ways of, you go to, like in America, we were told if you want to have a successful life, you go to college, you get a high paying job, you live within your means, you have a partner that supports you, you start a family, you get a decent house, yada, 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 the happy ending. That is not the case. That was never the case, actually. And I kind of feel like for what the past of prison, a lot of people in the collective are waking up to realize that the old ways were not meant to help us grow. The old ways were meant to keep us trapped, to keep us aligned in a certain frequency, in a certain matter. The old ways were just meant for the masses to be in some type of enslavement while the few can indulge. And as the time has gone by, the masses continue to grow to, how can I put this? Continue this energy of enslavement while the few that get to indulge, those numbers start to dwindle as well. It's kind of like just only two classes, I kind of feel. So I really strongly feel that with this new moon, Spirit is trying to get not just only like my people in the country, but everywhere else in the world, like just because things were done a certain way to gain money doesn't mean it has to be always that way. I mean, slavery was a way that many countries were profiting, and that did not last forever. So what we're going through right now, we have to realize that, you know, either we change or we continue being trapped in the system. Anyway, aside from that, let me pull some more cards for the collective. It's like you guys need a real inch, like a real stream of income. Something that is solid, that is secure, that is not like gonna sound like that American dream. You go to school, you get a good job, and then you get to buy a house. Like, yeah, once upon a time that was done, but when more people were able to access, universities and all sorts of education, certain groups of people were not happy about it and decided to change the goalpost or cheat, which that's what they usually do. All right, let me get 3 more, Spirit. Okay. And let me get 2 more. Oh, funny. It said 2 more and exactly 2 came out. All right. I am loving this energy for the collective. So the first one that we have is confinement, captivity, tolerance, unfreedom. When you're constantly working to pay bills, to barely feed yourself, and you have cut all types of fun and extracurricular activities out of your life, life is going to feel like this. You're just existing to work. That is not the intention God has made humans for. God didn't like sit down and created masterpieces, fought with Satan for, humanity to just be like, oh, gotta work from 9 to 5, go to bed, and go to my 9 to 5 again. That is not the intention of human life. We are here to experience life. We are here to have different outlooks, different perspectives, different energies of what it's like to live on planet Earth. And If we're constantly just working to barely to survive, the planet will become like a prison, or your energy will become like a prison. The routine becomes your that excuse me, your routine becomes a prison. What you have thought would was working and continue to push for it to work imprisons you. The past is the past, the prison. It's important that we talk about this because we're on the verge of dramatic change, and a group of people don't want this change to happen. And a lot of people, you cannot fight change. Change is imminent, just like death. So you want change to come first before death, of course. But aside from that, a lot of you feel like the same, this life that I'm living, I cannot keep living like this. I am dwindling my years. I am dwindling my energies just to barely have the light on, just to barely eat some type of real food, to barely watch TV that the quality has diminished, or a show that does not make any sense. It is, yes, it's just confinement, a prison planet. And God is like, no, I did not created this world. I did not created these beings to be enslaved by a system that makes them feel that this is how life is supposed to be, or how life is supposed to be, how life is supposed to live. We are all here on different missions. We're all here on different assignments. Some of us to have fun. For some of us to pay off karmic debts. For some of us, God has given secret missions to other people to kind of fulfill because they see humanity is struggling. So he's sending certain teams of, not what is it, like SWAT? No, I forgot. It's like, it's making me think of this game Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, where it's like special. Yes, basically, God is sending like special ops into the world to help regulate the masses to getting out of this psychosis. Anyway, I feel like I'm off on a tangent. Let me get to the second card. Second card we have is right. Ceremony, mystery, magic. You need to discover the mysteries of yourself, of the universe. Maybe not so much discover, but more like embrace and connect to the mysteries of the universe. For here, not everything is just 3D. Like, not everything is just what you see. There are a lot of energies that surround us above and below and within. And Spirit is also asking us that through this new moon, we connect to these mysteries. Because through these mysteries, it will help break this cycle. It will help break this cycle that many of us seem to be trapped in. Maybe for hold on, Spirit. Okay, for some of you, you are being asked or being required to pray for mysterious circumstances to come in and sort of, I don't want to say throw you in a loop, but definitely kind of get you off of the cycle that you're in. Basically, you're kind of asking God, like, God, I need to break out of this cycle. It is not serving me in my highest purpose. So I'm gonna need you to pull the rug or flip the table, whatever the case is. You have to do it. Like, I'm giving really strong, like, you're putting it in God's hands and just be like, do whatever you want, as long as you get me out of this hellhole, and you put me where I need to be at this moment. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. And then, like, for some of you that going back to like business or like money habits or money issues, you're like, I'm kind of sick of like making money a certain way. Maybe for some of you guys, you're realizing that the profession that you are in, you are realizing that you are not helping, but you're hurting people. and you're making money off of hurting people. So you are requesting the universe and for your divine team to align you to the right energies that not only you be able to sustain yourself, but also you will work with people that are doing something for good. Like for me, there has been this company that I've been working with kind of on and off. They're called Leica, and it's Filipino found, Filipino based, and I really love working with them because they. Oh, sorry, I'm getting my thoughts together. It's been a minute. They work with different tribes across the island. So they focus on like maybe 20, 30 groups of people that they hand make these items. Like sometimes it's ornaments, sometimes it's plates, sometimes it's jewelry. Whatever it is, everything is handmade. And there's like a certain word, it's a free enterprise. But the point is, I like working with them because not only they're like natural based, and I really like their story, but they're also helping their own people and helping the less, you know the communities that have less, and making sure that they get some type of profit and some type of help. So maybe for some of you, you're looking for a job where not only it's going to help like feel good in your wallet, but it's going to feel good in your heart, which I would suggest. And maybe for some of you, God is asking you to start aligning to that kind of work. Next, I have is vow, wish, hope, worship. I kind of feel like with this vow card here, it just is extra confirmation on the right card and what I was just talking about right now. But yeah, it's basically like, do you really want to bring positive change in your life? Do you want to get out of just gaining a certain amount of money every week or every 2 weeks? Like how bad do you want this change, especially when it comes to your finances, to your stability, and to your long term, or like long yeah, to your long term ideas and livelihood? You kind of realize sitting in an office every day with the lack of sunlight, lack of movement, is detrimental to your health, mental and physical. So you are ready to make the change, to switch it up, to shake it up, whatever yeah the case is. I also kind of see with this vow though. Hold on. Oh, why my camera went dark? There we go. Yes, with the vow, I'm kind of seeing that for a lot of you, you are probably turning more to like a faith based kind of work. Maybe for some of you, you might start working with churches or some type of place of worship. Maybe for some of you, you're probably looking into businesses where it's more of the spiritual practices. Maybe some type of metaphysical store. Maybe you want to focus on selling like spiritual instruments. I'm kind of also seeing that, like a lot of investment in that. I'm also seeing that for a lot of you, you really want to work in some type of natural space. I will go into the tarot, but I'm going to need a little bit more detail when I get to the tarot on this. But the last card I have is justice, equality, neutrality, logic. You are bound to receive this rebalancing, and again, this new energy, this new guidance when it comes to working and living your life. Or maybe for some of you, like what this justice card could mean for you, is the real balance of work life situation. You're realizing that work has become dominant in your life. And yes, you got to pay bills and you got to put food on the table, but you want to make it worth your while. And then going back to what I was saying, for some of you, You want to make money in the right environment with the right people. You don't want to have blood money in your life. And especially if you have a family, that blood money spills onto your children. It spills onto the innocent. And when your karma comes in, it's going to affect your children as well. Again, take what resonates. For those of you who work in systems that profit on abusing and hurting and even unaliving people, that kind of energy will come back to your family, will come back to your life. You may not think like, oh, it's not going to be that bad for me. The universe will make sure that it's going to be bad for someone close to you, or give it to you in a way or a form that you have never experienced, like some type of excruciating pain. It could be physical, mental, or spiritual, whatever it is. The universe is going to make sure that you feel it and that you are aware of it before you pass on. But aside from that, but yeah, that's the Justice card saying that. So for some of you, let this be a wake-up call to get out of the field that is destroying your energy and your aura and your, what's the word, morality, I guess, and get in a place where it's going to be good for your energy. But with this Justice card here, I really like that it's at the end, because we're going from confinement to justice. You will have that rebalancing or that new energy, like I was saying, to come into your life to guide you to better access to resources, to access to financial increases, better environments for you to work where you can do what you need to do and still enjoy life and being alive. Now, let's go into more details with the tarot. And if you know somebody that's in a field that you know is a sinking ship, but this person feels like they have to be in this field, send them this reading. Let this be a warning to them that if they continue to be in the field or the path that they're on just to keep their job, just to get a check, it's not going to end very well for them. All right, let me get two more. All right. So under confinement, we have the Five of Pentacles. I am not surprised to see this here. You are just strapped for cash all the time. You're always working, but you're always feeling lack. How can that be? How am I constantly putting in hours, putting in my energy, putting in my effort, and yet I keep having the same amount of money in my account that depletes immediately, and there's barely replenishment. This Five of Pentacles, I just feel like no matter where, like a lot of people in the world are feeling this energy, and we're not beings to be made feel of lack. We are abundant beings. Whatever we want, we shall receive. Of course, work and time is required. But if you're constantly putting in the work and the time and the finances are not matching up, then yeah, something has to change. For the collective, definitely I feel for the dark collective, they are enforcing this Five of Pentacles, like this is the way, this is how life is supposed to be. You know what this Five of Pentacles and this confinement reminds me of? Okay, so for those of you that are like out of the country, and then for those of you that are in the country, you know what I'm talking about. And those for you that are out of the country, okay, understand this. So we have somebody in our government that is supposed to um is assigned to food and food distribution or something like that. I can't remember if it's Secretary of Labor or Secretary of the USDA. It's basically someone that deals with the food in the country. And right now we're dealing with really strong inflation, and it's kind of hard to get food right now. So this person has made it that with $3 you can complete a meal. Now, mind you, in my country right now, $3 does not make a meal. Basically, the way she describes it is that for you to get by, you have to eat a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, a corn tortilla, and something else. That was exactly this woman's words on how Americans should eat to get by. This is the energy that she is projecting to the collective, that you have to live like this in order to get by. Do not fall for that. Just even talking about it frustrates me because I know that woman does not eat a piece of chicken. She's eating lobster, she's eating crab, she's eating good. She is getting by fine. But in order for her to be getting by fine, everyone else has to suffer and be in this Five of Pentacles. Let this me know that you are not worthy of the Five of Pentacles, worthy of double. Excuse me, the Ten of Pentacles. Do not settle for this. Do not believe you have to sacrifice and do without or do with less to make it. This type of mentality will continue to keep you trapped into thinking that this is how I have to live. This is how I can only survive. No, there are other ways to survive that is not without lack, that is not without suffering. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, strongly, strongly, strongly. And I feel like maybe for some of you, there is someone around you that is telling you, well, you might have to cut certain things out to make ends meet. You're going to have to probably lay off of the snack, or you cannot do your nails anymore. And you could be doing your nails every other week and not every week because you already, no more cutting off. If someone is coming to you to say you need to cut back on something, you need to put your foot down and say, no, I am not cutting out anything else out of my life. Either things change around me or somebody other than me is going to suffer. But yeah, I'm getting also strongly that energy too. Don't allow anyone to come into your life and say you need to cut certain things out in order to survive. That decision is up to you and you only. Because it's so easy for people to say, oh, you need to cut this out of your life while they're busy splurging and having fun on other people's dimes and such. Now, next with right, I have the Wheel of Fortune. Positive changes are coming through, especially when you, again, welcome the changes and the mysteries that the universe is ready to send to you. For some of you, you are being told to do some type of money ritual within this new moon. For a lot of you, you have to cut the energy of lack. You need to cut the energy of poverty. For some of you, it's like a mindset. If you're constantly saying I'm broke, I'm always going to be broke, you're always going to be broke. If you're constantly like I don't have enough, then you will never have enough. Physically, yes, you may not have enough, but energetically, you always have enough and more. But if you keep spewing that out into the universe is going to listen and be like, well, okay, I want to help, but damn, they just seem to believe that they're in the lack, that they cannot access abundance. So for a lot of you, maybe strongly, strongly do affirmations when it comes to your mindset of money, that I do have enough and more. What I make will double. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. You have to be, how, brain, get it together. You have to be really strong and firm in these money rituals. Maybe for some of you, you are doing money rituals, but you feel like they are not enough or they don't do enough. You have to trust that the money ritual that you're doing is working. You have to give divine time. It's about divine timing and what and how it also comes to you. Also, maybe for some of you, with this time, you might need to explore different type of money rituals. Perhaps the ones that you have been doing for a while needs to be switched up a bit. I'm being told, like, for some of you, you might want to add water. Water helps with the flow of currency. What's a current? Like flow of water, and currency, money. So I understand what I'm saying, right? But yes, I would say incorporate some type of water element into your money rituals. For some of you, I'm being told you might need to add a little something extra to your money rituals, maybe some type of spice. I would suggest cinnamon, definitely good for money. For some of you, if you may pray to certain deities, they are asking for something else or something different. Maybe the ritual or the stuff that you give to this deity is becoming a little too repetitive, and they're like, I need a little bit something more. I need a little something else in order to bring this money, these finances to your life. I'm going to pull an extra card on that. Just something a little different with the ritual that is going to help. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune, I have the Queen of Wands. You got to be confident that this energy is working, that this energy is moving. Okay. Oh, okay, very nice. Thank you, Spirit. So, Spirit gave me an advice that for a lot of you, you need to start dressing more wealthy. Now, that does not really mean like you got to wear name brand or designer brand. Like, I mean, if you do have like a Dior like coat or you have like a Gucci belt, you can wear those things. However, if you don't have these, again, designer brands, you can wear certain colors that are going to help with the money energy. That is gold, that is yellow, that is green. What else am I? Yeah, but you could research other colors that will help with the flow of money and energy. But mainly gold, yellow, and green are definitely colors of wealth and of money. So definitely wear those. For some of you, you're being told maybe you should start wearing more money kind of generating gemstones. Of course, gold jewelry is good. Wearing green adventuring, citrine, pyrite, carry these stones around you. But also pay attention to how you look, how you dress, how you carry yourself. If you want to, if you want to be rich, feel rich, look rich. And you can look rich without like breaking the bank. And when you're in that energy helps with the flow of money to come in. So definitely take advice on that. You want to be rich, you want to feel rich, you need to look rich. Okay, so with Val, I have the devil here. So be careful when you are committing yourself to this luxury life or to these positive changes in your money world or in your finances or in your job or field of work, whatever it is. Because definitely with this devil, there is an energy of control that the dark collective wants to have their hand in. Or, as I was saying before, somebody that likes to come in and be like telling you what to do with your money. I kind of feel, hold on. Okay, so Spirit is telling me for some of you, I feel that there are going to be certain people, and again, take what resonates, that there are going to be certain people that are going to be coming in that you're going to say, hey, I'm going to switch this up, or I'm going to change this, or I'm going to add that. and they're going to want to put their 2 cents in it. Like, oh, that's not going to work. Oh, that's not going to be good for you. Oh, that's not going to be good for the business. Like, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm going to be honest. They just want to have their input and control, because somehow when you are in some type of lack or struggling energy, they benefit off of it in some other way or form. So yeah, this devil energy is very tricky. However, I am picking up like another energy from the devil card here. You need to be more in control of financial decisions. Again, you need to be putting your foot down and not allowing, what's the word I was saying? Not allowing the energy of lack into your life. It's kind of going back to what I was saying with the Five of Pentacles. Like, you need to put your foot down and not accept anything that you have to cut out, that you have to give up, that you have to do without. You're going to be like, nope, I will find my way. I'm keeping my extra treat. I'm keeping my nail appointment. Whatever it is, I will find a way. Now, let me get an extra card for the devil. All right. With the devil, I have the Four of Wands. I do like this energy, however, because you're taking control of your stability. You're taking control of your finances. You're not allowing others' inputs or their energies to say what needs to stay and what needs to go. Intuitively, if you trust yourself and you trust the vision that your higher self and that God and your divine team is giving to you, when it comes to your stability, when it comes to your success, when it comes to your money victories, make sure you follow it. Do not allow the doubts, the naysayers, and the controllers to tell you otherwise. And then last, with justice, I have the Four of Cups here. Be open, and it's important to be open to new opportunities, to new insight, to new ways that's going to help you break out of these cycles of going to the 9 to 5, of always not having enough, or always struggling, getting the bills paid by a certain time. Be open to new ways. Also, be open to new ideas and new streams of income that will help you, relieve some type of tension or pressure when, okay, hold on. Okay, Spirit is telling me that with this Four of Cups, for some of you, there's going to be someone coming in that's going to be helping you, like assisting you financially. Maybe for some of you, and again, take what resonates, you could be single, but I am sensing that there is going to be a person that wants to be in a relationship with you. And I do see that they will be generous enough to help you with some of the bills or help you with some of the groceries. And it may not have to be romantic. It could also be a friend. It could be also a family member. Maybe someone in the family is coming in to bring in extra help. Whatever the case is, extra help is coming in, but you have to be open to it. You can't just be like, no, I'm independent. I can do this on my own. No, if help is being offered or given to you, receive it, because that is universe sending a blessing, but it's a blessing through somebody else's energy and such. I am going to pull another card for that Four of Cups. So yeah, don't turn it down. Like, don't be too prideful. Just you are entitled to help. Don't feel like receiving help makes you weak. If anything, it makes you human. And that vulnerability makes you stronger. Oh, I love this. With the Four of Cups, I have the Star card here. Definitely by Aquarius season or after Aquarius season, a lot of you are definitely going to receiving that financial help or the insight that you need to break away from the lack, from the frustration, and from the money struggles that you have been dealing with. For some of you, it's going to be a new person that's going to help you with this, finding this new way or this new path to financial freedom or financial balance. For some of you, this is going to be a new environment that's going to balance your work-life situation. For a lot of you, this is also going to be a new mindset on treating your money energy or your money magic and actually making it work and grow for you. I love that this star card is here at the end, because it's basically like a strong guarantee, like this new way of wealth, this new way of this new stream of income is coming in. This new mindset of financial freedom is happening. Let's wrap up this reading with some final messages from the Clo. Wow, I did not think this reading was going to be so long, but that's okay. I Spirit had me say a lot. All right. So the first Clo that I have is the freeze. You need to take, for a lot of you with this new moon, you really need to take a moment and reflect on financial decisions, especially in the long term. And not only financial decisions, but basically your long-term goals, long-term assignments, long-term missions, and how you want to proceed with that. Like, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, is this job that I'm in going to help me, live a chill life in the next 20 years? Is this company that I'm working in, am I gonna survive when certain karmic energies come in to collect? Do I want to be around when those karmic energies are coming in to collect? Do I want to continue spending money on certain things or people that are not going to benefit me in the future? Like, this freeze card is really like a strong freeze what you're doing and really reflect and question yourself how you want to move your finances and your money magic into the future, and if there needs to be a drastic change. And if you do want a drastic change, ask and receive it. And then the last quote that I have is the maze. This kind of feels like the rat race energy that the Dark Collective has gotten majority of people in the world, and especially in America, in. Like, just constantly like looking around, trying to get the next dollar, trying to get the next raise, trying to get the next cent. And it's like either you progress a little or you get stuck or you're trapped or you get in a dead end. You don't want to be in this maze anymore. No one wants to be in this maze or in this rat race. Like, it is too confusing, it is too draining, and it's less rewarding for the work and effort and time people do put in when it comes to maintaining society and, maintaining the, economy. I'm being told, like, the way the economy is set up, it's like a maze. It's just only a few can see how to get through this maze, and then they will allow others to be trapped in the maze. It kind of feels like a game. Like, how many people can I keep trapped and kind of make like a bet on it? It's very sick. But collective, you have a chance to break out of this maze, to break out of this rat race, to break again out of these, with the maze. It kind of gives me again that old patterns, old cycles, old ways of doing things. You're realizing, like, what? I don't have to keep following this path. I don't have to keep going into dead ends. I don't have to keep doing these things this certain way. I can make the change, and the change will happen. But you have to trust that when the changes do come, you have to commit to them, because you will see in the long term that it will work out for you in the end. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more insight and messages. I would truly appreciate it and will give tremendous support to my channel. And thank you to the new and current viewers and subscribers for coming back to my channel and hearing this reading. I hope that this reading has given you the insight, answers, and messages and clarity that you need during this time. And if you feel that this reading did not resonate, no worries. Feel free to check out the other readings on my channel. There's definitely a message there for you. My collective really utilize this new moon in Capricorn energy because it is going to help change your life for the better no matter where you are. And yes, I know things seem bleak and you got to be eating a piece of chicken and a piece of broccoli like at the moment, but this is not meant to be permanent. You know, you are not meant to settle into struggle. You are meant to be an abundant, prosperous person. That is the intent and energy that God has made for us. And God sees us struggling, but God is trying to send, everything in any way to help us. But we also have to make, our efforts, especially our commitments. Especially with this right and this vow card here, Spirit is really saying like you need to imply spiritual practices to your money, to your long-term goals, to your businesses. It's going to help you. It's going to grow you. And it will help change and correct the path that you are currently in. Do not be afraid. Don't worry about what people are going to say or what they're going to do. They need to mind their business and mind their pockets and wallets. You are minding your wallets and your pockets. So just do that. But I do see in the long term, a lot of positivity, a lot of money growth, especially with this Wheel of Fortune and this Justice card here and the Star. Your money is going to be looking better if you believe and trust in your money magic and trust that you can get out of the rat race and make money your way and not what other people have to say. And with that said, stay safe and have a good day.